Good morning and welcome to Kirkwall Salvation Army. I'm Lieutenant John Mitchinson, and although it would have been lovely to have welcomed you into our hall today, it's wonderful, isn't it, that we can still connect with each other on this, the most holy of days. You know, I think many of us have probably heard the events of Good Friday many times before, so there's this real risk that we can take it for granted. So to begin our time of reflection this morning, we're going to pray, Lord, make Calvary real to me. When he had received the drink, Jesus said, "It is finished." With that, he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. And that's John's Gospel, chapter 19, verse 30. It is finished. Jesus speaking from the cross. Now, what does that mean? And how did he say it? Well, the answer to that second question we can get by looking at the Gospels of Matthew and Mark, and they tell us that Jesus died with a loud shout. So Matthew, for example, chapter 27, verse 50, and when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit. So John's Gospel fills in the gaps. You know, it tells us the words that Jesus said as he gave up his spirit. It is finished. It is finished. 3 words in English, but in the Greek of the New Testament, just one, tetelestai. Tetelestai. It is finished. You know, you get those action films, don't you, where the hero is trying to do something, you know, I don't know what, maybe it's got to get to a certain place by a certain time, or something terrible is going to happen, and sometimes they fail in their mission, and you see this look of realization, this look of resignation to their ultimate defeat, accepting their fate. I tried, it's finished. Is that what Jesus is saying here? Some of the people watching must have thought that. You know, the ones who wanted him dead. Ha! We got him. He tried. It's finished. Others must have watched that scene with real disappointment. No, he was supposed to save us. What happened? It's finished. Maybe it didn't mean I tried. Maybe it meant I give up. Is that what he's saying here? Now, anyone who's sat and had dinner with a 3-year-old will know that the words "I finished" don't necessarily mean I've eaten all my food. You know, generally, it's I've sat here for a bit and I've had enough now. You know, there must have been times during Jesus' earthly ministry when anybody else who was encountering the people he encountered, who was having to deal with what he was having to deal with, maybe would have said, "Why won't these people get it? That's it. I'm finished. It's finished." But this, tetelestai, it wasn't "I tried." It wasn't "I give up." It was "It has been accomplished. It has been completed. I have done exactly what I set out to do." So what was accomplished? Well, where do you start? The barrier to the presence of a holy God was removed. Certain rituals and ceremonies that had taken place for centuries were no longer needed. The work of redemption was completed. The atonement for our sin was made once and for all. Reconciliation with an alienated God was possible. From that time on, all humankind would have the opportunity to enter the presence of the Almighty and enjoy direct access to God through the finished work of Christ. From that time on. Now, prior to becoming a Salvation Army officer, I taught languages for 10 years at a university in London, and this stuff interests me. So tetelestai in the Greek is in the perfect tense, and that means an action that is fully completed. So it has been accomplished. It has been fully accomplished for all time. Jesus' mission to rescue the world was finished and will forever be finished, and nothing can ever happen that will unfinish what he finished. It is finished, and Jesus was the one to finish it. And we, today, have the opportunity to respond to what Jesus did on the cross for us. We have the opportunity to benefit from what he finished, because the blood that Jesus shed still saves now. Lord, make Calvary real to me now. Open my eyes to see victory in Christ for me now, in this place, in these days. Don't let this Easter time pass you by without responding to the offer that Jesus still makes for us today, because it is still finished.